Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dan from DHTV, and your iPhone 17 doesn't have to look plain, boring, and just like everybody else's. In this video, I'll show you how to completely customize your iPhone 17 home screen, whether you've got the iPhone 17, 17 Air, Pro, or Pro Max versions running iOS 26. We're going to go over widgets, icon customization, and setup tips to make your iPhone home screen totally yours. Let's get started. So as you guys can see, my iPhone 17 Pro, the home screen looks like this, and the iPhone Air looks like this. This is just my current setup here for testing in videos and just general use. You can customize all of this though, and that's what this video is all about. Now I'm going to start by just going over everything with the iPhone Air, and we'll flip over to the iPhone 17 Pro for a few other options. But if you want to skip ahead, there's chapters in the video description. Click on those because there is a lot to learn in this video. So let's kick things off. This is your home screen. You have a few of them here, but the background always stays the same. You got your dock, widgets, apps, and we can customize how these look. So to start, we'll tap and hold on the screen. This will bring up this jiggle mode with your iPhone, and you can then just tap edit at the top. And this is where a lot of the customization options are available. The one we're going to focus on first is customize. When we tap on that, it brings up a customizing option down here, and this is where you can customize the app icons, how they'll look, create dark, clear, tinted, or even large app icons for your iPhone. Now, mine is set in the dark mode right here, so I'm going to tap on default and bring it back to default, and this is traditionally how our default look of the iPhone is. Now, if we like the dark icons, we can always tap on dark icons, and you can see they go from the default light mode to the dark looking icons. Now you can customize how it changes from dark to light by setting it to always, meaning it's always going to be dark version icons, or auto, which as you saw, it lit up because it's only 12 o'clock right now. And later in the day when the evening or early night comes, it will then transfer over itself to dark mode icons. The next option is very unique to iOS 26 because it takes advantage of the liquid glass look. And you can see as soon as you do that, you get this liquid glass look. And when you go across, especially in this section where I have these folders that I created, you can see that liquid glass just kind of moving between the background, and it looks really nice. And adding this to your home screen, especially if you have an older iPhone, makes it feel like a new iPhone with liquid glass. Now, once again, you can see it's set to auto. So right now we're in the light mode, but there is a dark mode liquid glass here as well. And again, you can see the same effect, but it's in its darker sort of mode. And then lastly here, auto. So again, during the day, it'll be in the light mode liquid look, and at night, it'll be in the dark mode clear liquid look. The last option here is tinted, and this has something extremely unique built into it. But first, let's go from the right side, and this is just a simple dropper. And when you tap on it, it lets you scroll around your actual background and pull a color right from there, and then your apps will be tinted. You can always move them around with these sliders if you want to customize them some more. And now you have a custom tint for your apps and widgets. The option beside is pulling from your iPhone's background. I think it's taking the most prominent color. As you can see, it's more of a reddish color, and it's giving me that kind of maroon or red for the tint of the applications and the widgets. So you can allow the iPhone to choose on its own with that option right there. Now the next option here, if you have a case, and I'm talking an Apple branded case, it's going to then choose a color that matches the case. I don't buy Apple branded cases just because I don't believe that they should be priced that high, but it would do the same thing it's doing right here. Basically, it defaulted to this grayish look. I mean, I'm using a clear case here, and it's choosing that. If I had, say, a red case that was Apple branded, it would then, move things over to red like this on its own. You can always switch these on like this as well. But where this really shines is this little option right here. Not available on my iPhone 17 Air. However, on the iPhone 17 Pro, we do have the ability to add this feature. And you can see it's colored in orange, and that's basically because my iPhone is orange. So it's going to take the hardware color now and pull that in. So if we tap on it, instantly, it's going to now bring up an orange tint to these icons. You'll also notice I have dark selected. In all of these options down here, you can choose between light and dark, or auto, like I showed you earlier, will transfer between light and dark depending on the time of day. This is running a beta software of iOS, so if you're noticing some glitching, that may be why. Yours should not show that. So that is the 4 options you have in the tint section. Very unique, especially these 2 here. But you can see the icons now are a close color to my orange iPhone. And it'll do the same if you have the silver iPhone or the blue iPhone. And maybe that was a reason they didn't come out with a standard space gray. Not sure. But that's how you can do that. With that being said here, if we tap and hold again and go into the customize section, we do have other options. So I'm going to exit out of there and we're just going to go back to, say, the dark mode applications here. You have a sun right here, and this is a simple background. You see, you can switch your background from light to dark. It's a little bit hard to see with this particular background, but if you like a dark wallpaper, you can choose that. Or if you like the light, and that way you can have maybe a light wallpaper with dark icons, or the other way around. I prefer this purple dark. And then on the right side here, you'll notice we have this option here, which will remove the writing from the app icons, and it'll give you a larger app here. And whenever you make these changes, it'll apply in any one of these different options you choose. So that way you can see how it'll look with your iPhone. All right, so now that we have our customized app icons, for those of you who don't like this liquid glass look, there's a lot of people that don't, there are options that you can use to modify it or turn it off completely. In the settings application, you can scroll down to display and brightness. Now, if you haven't updated your iPhone to iOS 26.1, you won't see this option. Because I have the beta software here, I'm just showing you this. You'll have this later on. Basically, you can tap on it. It shows the liquid glass in the clear mode. This is what we're traditionally used to seeing. If you tap on it, it's going to turn off that clear effect. Again, I'm in beta. It's supposed to do this, but it doesn't. You can see liquid glass is still very prominent throughout. However, you don't need this iOS 26 update to actually turn off liquid glass, and that's why I'm kind of confused to why a lot of people are making such a big deal about this setting. You could have always done this. In the settings app, go to accessibility, go to display and text size, and then just tap on reduce transparency. Instantly, now when we go back, that eliminates liquid glass completely. Like, it was there. You don't have the liquid glass around. You don't have it on there. When I move around, you don't see it in my clear apps. You can still customize your app icons to whatever you like them. And it's like more the way it was with iOS 18. Even if you go into settings, all the options here, you do get a little bit of liquid glass that still kind of pops through. But even the search bar down here, you don't see it anymore. And with that feature on, if I go to Tinted as well here, you can see I can't move that around. So I feel like Tinted may be that same feature. It's just not working right now because it's a beta. I'm not sure. But that feature's been there for a long time in the accessibility section, which would bring you back to standard looking iPhone iOS. And just so you can see the difference, so the iPhone 17 Pro is on the right, the iPhone Air is on the left now. So I don't have the reduced transparency on this. So this is standard liquid glass mode here. You can see those icons are liquid glass at the top here. You can see this has that liquid glass look, where if I tap here, you can see they're colored in. If I go to the customize section, it's a little bit more kind of faded or blurred background there. If I even go to the clear here, you can see a complete difference of how that looks. So if you want to turn off liquid glass, that's the way to do it in the accessibility settings for now. When you update and it's a full version, maybe that tinted option in the display and brightness section will be the way to do it. Now, continuing with the customization of your home screen, if we tap and hold again here, you can tap on edit and you can change the wallpaper. So you can tap edit on the wallpaper and customize how this will look. So I have a custom wallpaper here. I used a photo. You can tap on photos. It'll open up your photo app. You can choose which one. You can also blur the background of whatever photo or option you choose. You have an option that says pair here, and this, I believe, very similar to how I was showing you earlier on my iPhone 17 Pro. You can see it has pair, so it's going to use that as a wallpaper and lock screen pair so that they're the same. Color here, If we choose the color, it'll give you that color. You can tap on the plus again. It'll bring up this color bar here with a slider. You can take things even further by tapping right here. You have a grid option, spectrum, sliders, choose exactly the color you want. You even have a dropper here, so you can choose from various sections of the phone, and it brings it up like this with hex color codes and everything. So very, very detailed. The next one is gradient, very similar to color. You can do all the same things, choose a color, and you can see the gradient, how it goes from kind of dark to light. You can customize that as well, how prominent you want it or less prominent. Your photo, and then, like I said, if you go back to pair, you have the blur effect again. So that's how you can customize and change your wallpaper. You can also just do this from the settings application and then go to the wallpaper section here. You can customize your lock screen and your wallpaper. I already did a full tutorial on your lock screen. Very detailed, very, very customizable, and you should watch that. The link to that is in the description. But you can then here select a new wallpaper to choose from, whatever you want, and it'll be your lock screen first. And as you save it, you get the option to customize your home screen wallpaper, just like I showed you earlier with the blurs, the pair, color, all of that. So if you want to do it through this section here, you can, and you can always swipe between your different wallpapers and lock screens here as well. Now, further customization of your iPhone's home screen is very simple. You can tap and hold, and also in this jiggle mode, move your apps around. So you can just drag them where you want them, and you don't have to be all in line anymore. You have a little bit more customization. So if you wanted all your apps kind of like on the left side here, you wanted your widget on top, you could do that. So it's totally up to you moving them around. Additionally, you can tap on these apps while they're in this jiggle mode and place them on top of another app. That's how you create folders. You can then type in whatever the folder would be called. We'll just leave it as utilities here, and you can continuously add applications to that folder. Removing them from the folder, you just drag them out, and then they'll come back out. And to remove the folder completely, you just have to make sure there's only one left there, and it'll remove that folder. So you can customize that. Additionally, your dock here, anything you place inside the dock will always stay there. You could have 3, you could have 2, you could have 1, or you can do something that's very different and have nothing in the dock and just have an empty dock down there, but it'll always be on that page with this little box. So it's totally up to you. Customize it for your liking. And again, if we tap and hold to bring up this jiggle mode here, you can move applications to other pages just by dragging to the other page like that, or back to the first page. And you can even remove these applications. So if we tap on that minus, you can tap remove. It didn't delete it. It's just not going to clutter up your home screen anymore. So if you don't want so many apps, like you can see I have pages and pages of apps, I've put them in these folders, but if you don't want it crowded and cluttered like this, you can just remove them. And as I showed you, I removed that app. If we swipe all the way to the right here, we can then tap up here and remove the clock. You can tap in clock. It's there still. You can still see clock. And you can always tap here and hold, and you can put it back to your home screen if you want. It'll go back to the home screen right there, and we can move it back to our main page if we like as well. So you really have customization on how you clean up your home screen and keep things organized. Tap and hold again, tap edit up top. Let's look at how to add widgets to your home screen. So tap on add widget here. It brings up all the widgets. And widgets are just an extension of applications, giving you more of what it can do, but at a glance, like you can see that widget I have there, this is actually a special widget from an app. But the standard Apple widgets look like this. So if you wanted a clock, you could tap on the clock, and you can swipe between the different looking clocks and the sizes. Same thing with your fitness. So if you wanted this one, you can tap that, and then it'll add that in it there as well. It moved this one over to the other side because there wasn't enough room. However, I can again organize everything so that it fits the way I want, and I can put 2 widgets there if I wanted. Move this over to one page, move this back over here. I can have both those widgets like that. And you see these little rounded edges. That means you can actually make them smaller so that you can use the smaller version of that widget as well. So again, customizing based on the apps you have, you'll have more or less widgets up there, but that's how you can add widgets to your home screen as well. We'll tap and hold one last time here and tap edit. And this section at the bottom here will allow you to edit pages. So if we tap on that, you can see how your pages will look. So this one here has that photo app. I can tap on it. Obviously, it'll take me there. I can then fix this one up that had that problem where it was just by itself. And now if I tap edit and edit my pages, I can see it there. Now it has nothing in it, so I can remove it. I'm going to delete that one because it's not usable anymore. I don't need it. You can do that with all of these, remove them if you want, totally up to you, but this way you can see all your pages, how they look, and customize them the way you want. Now, if you ever want to remove a widget, you can always tap on it the same way, tap remove widget right there, it will remove it. I'll just remove this one for this example. And removing a widget doesn't put it into the app library or anything like that. It just removes it because you can always add widgets back like I just showed you. Now let's get into some iPhone 17 tips and tricks you can use with your home screens to help you with productivity, work, and just in general get more customization from your home screen. So like I showed you earlier, we have multiple pages here on our home screen, and the way you organize these plays a big part on how your productivity will be with your iPhone or how you use it. So let's go over a focus feature here, and we're going to start by opening up the settings, scroll down to this focus mode section, and then you'll have all your focuses here. For now, let's just tap on plus. I'll explain it after we create one. I'll just create a custom focus, and I'm going to call it test. You can create one and call it whatever you want, or use one of those preset focuses there, and then just modify it as I show you. Now, if you've never used Focus before, it's a very powerful tool here to eliminate distractions. So you can set up intelligent silencing or choose applications that can notify you or send you notifications, or which ones can't, which people can, which people can't, which messages can come through, which don't. But there's a section down here that allows you to choose specific pages on your home screen, and that's all you'll be able to access. So if you find that you're heavily distracted as soon as you're doing something, a notification pops up, and then you're obviously watching a TikTok video or a YouTube video or something, set these up. So if you have a page, put all the apps that are based on work or based on school or based on whatever you need to be focusing on that page. Now you can select that specific page like that, tap done, choose which apps can still notify you to make things even more productive for yourself so you're not distracted. I'm not going to go through all of this, but basically now, if I go back to my home screen, I still have access to all of my pages until I turn on this focus. So we pull down Control Center, tap on Focus, tap on Test, and now I only have this page. If I tap here and tap Edit Pages, you can see we only have that one page now. If we tap on Options, it pops us back into Focus. So when you have that test focus or whatever focus you chose from this, you're going to reduce interruptions. You're going to be able to stay focused because these are the only apps you can work with. And what's great here too is that you can actually just tap these three dots and set this for an hour until the evening, until you leave this location, or even in the settings, it'll open those up and you can customize it the way you want. So very powerful tool here with focuses built into your pages. You can turn it off just by pulling down Control Center and then just tapping it. It shuts off, and now all your pages are back to normal. Now I'm going to go over one of the coolest abilities and tips that you can use with your iPhone 17, and that's to create totally custom application icons so that they're completely unique to you, what you like, and so on. Now there's multiple ways to do this. You could download app icon packs from the App Store and use those. I'm not going to show you that because I don't have any and I don't use them, so I don't want to recommend something I don't know about. But what I'm going to do is show you in Shortcuts. So you want to find the Shortcuts app, either search for it in the app library or just find the app, open it up, it should look like this. And Shortcuts, if you've never used them, is a very advanced feature built into the iPhone, giving you the ability to create shortcuts to perform various actions like scan documents, open apps, or even send out tweets and things like that. But like I said, we're going to tap on this plus here, and we're going to create a new shortcut that's going to open a specific application. So once you do that, you're on this page here. You can choose Open App because that's what we want it to do. We want it to open an app, and we're then going to change the name of that app up here. So tap Rename. I'm just going to call it Calc for this example to represent the calculator. And then I'm going to tap on App here, and it'll pull up all the applications on your iPhone. Scroll through that list until you find the one you want, and then just give it a click. and it'll then add it to that page there. Once it's here and you've changed the name, tap on this share icon. It'll open up the abilities here, and the one you want is add to home screen. When you do that, you now have the ability to choose a symbol and a color, or if you downloaded one of those app packs or want to be more custom, you can tap on image. From here, you'd be able to choose the photo or images from your Photos app, take a photo, or even choose from files. So if you do download an application or app icon you like, you can choose it there. I'm not doing that here. I'll just show you the simple way, choosing a color for the app, and then just choosing a simple symbol that you feel fits that specific applications. I'm just going to choose this for now. Tap add, and you can see it's right there. For some reason I wrote call, but it was supposed to say calc, short form for calculator. Either way, it opens up my calculator when I tap on it, and now I have a quick, unique application that represents my calculator. Now, when you do create these, for example, an app, let's say you created a calculator. Obviously, you don't want to have this calculator here as well as the original calculator app or whatever app you're using. You would want to remove the other one. So you would tap and hold, remove that app so it's not on your home screen as well. And then if you ever want to get rid of this app, you don't want it anymore, you can then tap and hold on it. You can edit the home screen or delete it. It's called a bookmark. You can delete that bookmark there. It's still available in your shortcuts. So if you go back to your main page in shortcuts, you can see it's here. If you want to remove that shortcut completely, you can tap and hold, tap delete, or you can edit the shortcut, change the app to something else, and just make it do something else. It's up to you. But if you guys wanted me to create a full tutorial on how to use these app icons custom packs in the App Store and test them out, see which ones I like and what you can really do with this, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to go through that with you. It is a very advanced kind of feature, but it really takes your iPhone to the next level of customization. And this is why I think a lot of people think the iPhone cannot be customized, because you just don't know how to use shortcuts. And I can show you the same thing with these widgets here if you'd like. Obviously, you see that one says Widget Smith. That's where I got it from. But again, I don't recommend it or anything like that because I haven't tested it enough. But that's how you customize the iPhone 17 home screen with widgets, icons, wallpapers, and layouts across the iPhone 17, 17 Air, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max. Again, I was running iOS 26 in this video. Should work very similar to iOS 18. You just want to have liquid glass. But pretty much everything I showed you should be the same steps. So even if you have an older iPhone or older OS, you should be good to go. If you found this iPhone 17 tutorial helpful, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And subscribe and click the bell notification box for more iPhone 17 tips, tricks, and hidden features just like this. Also, next, check out my iPhone 17 lock screen customization guide. I just posted that one as well, and it'll show you how to match your wallpaper, widgets, and styles perfectly. Ties into this video really well. You can also watch my full iPhone 17 tips, tricks, and tutorial playlists. The link to that is in the video description. Check it out if you want to get the most out of your iPhone, and if you're into these detailed, easy to follow tutorials, that's what I do here on DHTV. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.